We are live. Welcome, everybody. Let me actually fix this real quick. So I don't hear myself twice. And there we go. Sweet. And let me know if you can see my screen as well. Now we wait and do absolutely nothing. Also, I'll probably say this later on for those who haven't seen me live trade. I don't talk that much, or at least I try not to, because I get distracted. So you'll be experiencing professional trading where we just sit and wait and do nothing until something happens. NVIDIA already did a gap up, so I'm probably not going to be looking at that. I was anticipating, actually, let me move my head out the way. Let's just put it up here. I was hoping to catch this TTO on the 4-hour on NVIDIA to the upside, but it already gapped up. It's at about 118. Yeah, it's pretty much already hit one of the targets. So That one's done. But if it's going to be a trend day, a 5 and 15 minute might present a good opportunity as well. And reminder for those who trade futures, the contracts rolled over today for most of the broker platforms. So if your numbers are different, it's because the contracts rolled over to the December contracts. If you don't know what that is, you should probably know that before you continue trading. Tesla gapped up from the entry too, which is annoying. So it only leaves us with a TTO to look for on the lower time frames. We also have FOMC tomorrow. So for those who don't know what that is, our good old buddy Jerome Powell is going to bless us, and we'll see what happens with the rate cuts, if any. So I'm going to be defensive today. Probably won't trade tomorrow. And I'm not going to trade on Friday because it's OPEX. And I usually end red on OPEX, so I'd rather just not trade it at all. All right. Thank you, sir. I will let my barber know that he blessed me with his amazing fade. For all I know, he may be watching right now. If you are, Juan, thank you very much. Do a fantastic job, as always. There's someone speaking today as well, right? Yeah, we have Logan speaking. So, as always, in whatever group that you know me from, in my watch list, I always post the news events. So, we have Logan speaking at 10 a.m., and this is all Eastern time. So, at 10 a.m., and then we got some news coming out at 10 as well. So, be mindful of that. It's a yellow folder, so he might not say anything crazy, but you still want to be aware of what's going on. Leave some shine for us. There's enough shine to go around. Yeah, pretty much everything gapped up today. So he's going to be looking for TTOs or any other of my other trade models. And we'll keep the stream going until like 12 noon Eastern. So we'll be here for like 2.5 hours. Let's see, where is this link? Morning, Isaiah. Well, that is okay because remember, we don't need to trade every day. And if you can't be paying attention as much as you would like to, you probably don't want to trade and force anything. Remember, tomorrow's always another day. There's always next week, so on and so forth. And if the markets implode, then trading is the last of your worries. I might live trade next week too, on Tuesday again. I'll let you guys know. Actually, while we're waiting, also, we got 8 people in here and only 2 likes. Got to get those likes up. Hit the little thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. I always require at least 50% participation so the algorithm knows that people like watching this, so the channel can grow and more people can learn together. All right, let's create this for Friday. What do you guys think sounds better for the trade recap that I do on Friday? Does trade recap and assisting traders sound better, or trade review and assisting traders? Because trade recap is okay, but trade review, I think that makes more sense because people might not know what recap means. So let me know your thoughts. One thing I'm noticing with YouTube is that I try to be philosophical with my titles for the videos, but it may not be good for, what do you call it? It might not be good for engagement. All right, we'll keep it as trade recap. What's Friday? OPEX on Friday. Remember, I'm not trading on that day. I usually end red. So if you don't know what OPEX is, definitely study up because you don't want to get caught with your pants down. We got 3 minutes. I haven't seen one yet, so I'm not sure which is more applicable. So, Bobby, when you get a chance, if you go to whenever you have time in the YouTube channel, I have everything kind of. Where do I have this? Is it here? So if you go to playlists, all the trade recaps that we've done in the past, I organize in here in the playlist. So we got 40 videos in there. $14 people in here, and we got 6 likes. I need 50% participation. So if you have not, hit the thumbs up button or the like button so we can get those likes up. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see. All right, we got 15 seconds to go. Remember, I'm being defensive today, so I'm using half my position size. I'm not using my full size until FOMC passes. You're driving? Well, you better drive safe. If only it triggered us in off the initial entry. That would be nice. For those who are new to trading and want to know what professional trading looks like, this is it. We sit and wait and do nothing until an opportunity presents itself. Something to note for those who may be trading futures, at least YM anyway. When I'm taking strat setups, my ATM setting or my bracket order setting automatically kicks in my auto trail and break even after 30 points. So when a move goes 30 points in my favor, it automatically brings my stop up to break even. I think it's actually at +5, +10. So it'll be a winning trade at the very least. How would points translate to option premium? Great question. It's a little challenging unless I like sit down and do the math. I would have to compare the charts side by side. I can probably make it a little easier if I'm using ES as an example. So ES is the S&P 500 futures, and then the index, let's SPX as we know. So for every point that ES moves is equivalent to $1 movement or 1 point movement on SPX as well. Now, of course, with options, since we're trading down on SPX, it'll be just equivalent to the delta, right? So the delta on what do you call it? The delta on the premium, or the delta on the options chain of whatever you're trading. Let's say, for the sake of the conversation, for let's write it up on here. So let's say ES, one contract is $50 for or against us for every point. Actually, that's what I want to do. For every point. And then SPX, since you're trading options on it, let's say, for the sake of the conversation, one contract delta is, let's say, 0.20. So in this case, more or less, you'll get $20 per $/point movement on SPX. Granted, SPX, since you're trading options, there's theta involved and IV and all those other components. So it might not be exactly 20 points or $20 that you'll make on the SPX contract with that delta. But that will be the simplest way that I can explain it. The good thing about futures is that there's no theta to worry about. So if I get into a trade on ES or MES, it can chop all day and I'm not going to lose value just because time is passing by. I'm only going to lose value if I'm long, if it's under my cost basis, or if I'm short, if it's above my cost basis, which is why I love futures. No theta to worry about and all that other stuff. You just buy and sell. Hopefully that made sense, Cameron. And Ryan, how do I set up the ATM setting so it can like automate the stop loss and things like that? So before I answer that question, what broker are you using? Are you using Tradivate, Thinkorswim, NinjaTrader? I think like Quant Tower, and there's like other ones. Interactive broker? That I'm not sure. You may need to check around with their settings and see exactly how you can set it up there. I only use Tradivate for me, so actually I upped this to 40. Actually, no, 30. Yeah. So let's say, for example, for my ATM setting for the 4-hour trigger, as soon as it hits for the first half, it'll take 50 points on this specific one. And then my stop loss is 50 points on both sets of contracts, so 5 in total. Or if I'm using a little higher with a 1 for that. So as soon as it hits 40 points in profit, it moves my stop loss to 25 points on both sets of contracts. And then when the first contract gets taken out and profit by itself, my auto trail kicks in for the remaining. So I'm either waiting for it to hit 100 points in profit for the second half, or until the auto trail kicks me out in profit, whichever one comes first. So depending what platform you're using, you can configure it to do that automatically. Tradingview does not have these advanced features. Tradingview just has basic stop loss and take profit features where you have to do it manually. I'm very hands-off with my trading in the sense that I like to automate it as much as I can because I don't want to babysit the whole trade. So having that helps a lot. So definitely spend some time, Ryan, in searching through interactive brokers and see what they offer. One of the biggest things my second mentor ever taught me is you need to learn your trading platform inside and out to know all the features. If this 15-minute candle on YM closes red, I'm probably going to take a short off that reversal. Even though it's a doji, which I don't prefer. We'll see. Morning, Mike. Is my computer imploding? This thing is laggy. All right, hopefully that helps. Also, for those who have my course, I updated it 2 days ago in the future section, so pay attention to that. I wish there was a way I can like mass email everybody, but WAP doesn't have that feature, so I have to like manually get everybody's email, which is annoying. 2102. I have a long order sitting on top of that 15-minute candle on YM. Keep in mind we have a broadening formation up here, so I'll probably take some off once it hits that level in case we get a rejection. Not liking the movement though. It's a whole bunch of nothing. A dirty looking TTO just triggered on YM too. I don't like these versions, but TTO nonetheless. Let's see what we get. Me and you both, Kev. I hate the gap ups. Nvidia gapped up and hit like 2 targets. Tesla gapped up and hit like 4 targets. YM gapped up. Because if we can catch that first move, then I'm done. That's like a 10-minute day, maybe less, if we can catch the initial push up. But it's fine. That's why we have these other backup trade models or trade setups that we use. I just prefer to have my day end in 30 minutes, which is always nice. But, you know, do what we can. Like Tesla, whoever took that short yesterday off the watch list levels, you were a happy person. I'll tell you that. That thing dumped. The first 5-minute candle, that thing got obliterated. I have a short under that 15-minute candle as well. My stop loss is 40 points on the upside and the downside. And remember, I'm using half my position size today. Of course, you do whatever is best for your risk tolerance. And we have news in 12 minutes. Are we looking for a drop today? That is a great question, Ethan. I'm just looking for whatever the market wants to give. I don't like anticipating. The news at 10 isn't major news. I'll tell you what, Mikey. Let me know what color the folder is. Go check on the website and let me know what color the folder is for the news at 10. But yeah, Ethan, I'm not expecting anything today. I'm just expecting chop right before FOMC, which usually happens. We might get a drop. We might get a pump. We'll see. So far, it's just been choppy. 20 minutes of nothing, at least for YM. A decent move happened overnight, just straight heading up. I need to slap someone at YM at the Dow Jones. Could Tesla be doing a TTO on the 5-minute? I would say so. Not one that I would take, though. That one is super ugly. I don't like it. I don't like when the candle on the left side is higher than the candles in the middle. I want it to form more of like a triangle, right? This is, while you can see it as a triangle, it's just a really crooked one with this big candle up here. So while it is acceptable as a TTO if you want to take it, it's just not my preferred version. And I am very picky on the ones that I take. Hey Kev, remember when we were talking last night about the kid and play setup? You see how we have something similar here with the flat bodies and it has the small wick and then the long wick, but the candle anatomy of these candles aren't what we would qualify as a kid and play because this has like a wick as opposed to a big solid body. Yep. So this is one that I would not even bother taking. This right here, well, even this just sideways movement is not what I would be looking for in a kid and play because the kid and play, the short version always moves up and then it reverses. This is just sideways, and they just happen to print similar looking candles, at least with one of the parameters that we look for. Good stuff, Bob. Yeah, it looks like everything is heading lower into that news at 10.
Stop filled.
I'm in shorts for YM. My first target is here. Whoops. right there. And my stop loss is here. News in 2 minutes. Yep. Yeah, they're yellow folders, so it might not be anything crazy. Yellow folder would be like, it'll be like mild. The orange folders have the what's the word that Brown used? Orange folders have the ability to become red folders. So I always treat orange folders as red. Yellow folders is kind of like whatever. I don't really care too much about that, but I'll still be mindful of it because you never know.
Order filled.
All right, the first target has been hit, moving my stop loss up to 5 points in profit for the remaining contracts to see if we can squeeze some more juice out of this second half of the position.
Stop filled.
My second half of the position got stopped out. Good trade. Got 30 points out of it. And now we wait for another trade to appear. Fun stuff. So yeah, the news at 10 with the yellow folder didn't do anything, as we can see. QQQ. Let's see what we got on the 5 minute. So we got that gap up. Oh, what was this? The 2 minute. That was weird. I would say the TTO for QQQ already triggered 5 minutes ago on that reversal back up. It's not the cleanest version that I prefer, but a TTO nonetheless. Oh man, that Tesla one freaking got. They heard me. They're like, "Oh, you don't like this version? Cool. I'm gonna make it work perfectly." Funny. Well, the TTO on Tesla has completed for whoever got into that one. For QQQ, I don't. Well, the way this setup on QQQ looks, I don't really like those wicks. So I'll probably, if I were in it, I will probably trim some of my position at the body, which it already hit. But again, that's me. If this is a valid TTO, it's gonna break that high, like Tesla's did. Yeah, Tesla's TTO just said, whoop, killed all those sellers. YM got a reversal to the upside on the 5 minute. Can you show the entry point for the Tesla TTO? Yeah, it's just like a regular strat setup. So you'll take the first reversal back up into continuity. So this candle right here would have triggered you in as soon as it broke that high. That's when you would have gotten into that long trade. course. And the one for QQQ would have been right here on this reversal back up on this 5 minutes. So once it broke that high, my stop loss would be under this candle. You can take, I would take profit at the body, the wick, and then this wick over here. Oh, YM said, there's an ugly TTO too that you don't like, so I'm going to rocket it up. Well played, stock market gods. Well played. MES, 2 down, 2 up reversal on the 5 minute. Let's check out other tickers because I'm not going to trade Tesla anymore today. Two down, 2 up. A 2 down, 2 up on MES. I'm not seeing a 2 down, 2 up. I'm seeing a 2 and 2 up and then a 2-2 continuation. Unless I'm missing something and I'm not understanding correctly. The TTO, the dirty looking one on MES just finished. YM looks like it wants to clear its TTO soon as well. QQQ just hit that first or second TTO target depending where you're aiming for. So ES completed, NQ probably didn't complete its yet. YM is almost completed. RTY completed a dirty looking TTO just now. So it looks like YM and let's check out NQ. Yeah, YM and NQ haven't completed their TTOs yet. Everything else has. You always got to be mindful and make sure you're on regular trading hours if you're trading Strat. Candles might be a little different. Well, technically, RTY had a TTO here in the beginning of the day, which completed on this candle right there at 950. This is just another reversal off of this BF with a new high of day. Oh, man. Man, whoever was in shorts and didn't take profit on YM, that thing said, I'm taking all those gains back. Massive candle. That's a 100-point candle in 15 minutes to the upside. Wild. YM has 8 more points to go to complete that TTO. NQ still has about 25 to go. YM completed that. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm gonna go get some air. See you guys in like 3 to 5 minutes. You, hold on. Let me quickly mute myself. Welcome back. Well, I'm back, everybody. Looks like YM kept on going. XOM completed its TTO, like Rio mentioned. Oh, yeah. See, this is like the perfect TTO that I prefer. We get the clear. Well, first, we had a Momo hammer set up on the 5-minute, which was super clean. Then we have the nice little pullback, and then we get the clean reversal back up. This is how I like my TTOs to look for the bullish side. So this is like picture perfect for me. Very, very nice. As opposed to this over here, while yes, it is a TTO, it's not as clean as looking as this one. So Rio, great job. Good eye. What website am I using? What do you mean exactly? Like, what am I trading on? This is Thinkorswim, this platform. So if you live in America, you can use this platform. The learning curve in the beginning is a little challenging, but once you understand it, it's super easy. And you don't need to pay for anything. Everything's free. You don't need to pay for data. The only thing, though, is that you pay more in commission, right? So for options, it starts off at 65 cents one way per contract. So round trip is $1.30 per contract when you buy and sell, like total. So that can get expensive. However, if you do trade a lot, you can call Schwab and they'll lower the commission rate. The lowest I've seen is like 42 cents, but I've seen some people get as low as like 20 cents, 25 cents, because they trade a big size, to say the least. Got a potential reverse hammer off this broadening formation on YM 15-minute. I don't really like green reverse hammers, but we'll see how it closes, and I'll consider taking that short. Yeah, Webull. So Webull doesn't charge commissions. That's just the regulatory fees. So the SEC imposes those charges of the 8 cents and 5 cents. Otherwise, Webull doesn't charge commissions for option contracts, unless they changed it since I stopped using them. But I think it's still zero commissions. That's just like the SEC fees that you'll get charged. And yeah, $3 a month for real-time data, that's nothing. I'll definitely pay that anytime. Or any day, rather. Yeah, you definitely do not want to trade with delayed data at all. Excuse me. You don't want to trade with delayed data at all. You're doing yourself a huge disservice. Because you can see, if you're trading on delayed data, this candle here wouldn't even be printed. You'll still be on this candle right here. So you never, ever, ever want to trade with delayed data. And if you trade futures, besides using Thinkorswim to chart, it's going to be pay to play. Friendly reminder, for the Essentials to Trading course that I have, I've released a futures component on exactly how I trade futures. So if you're wanting to get into futures or options trading, or really just stop struggling and have a proper, solid foundation to help you be consistent, you can definitely look into my course. I'll put the link in the chat, and it's in the description as well for those watching the recording. And you can see everything that it'll help you with. I'm not taking the short off this 15-minute because that candle, the body's too wide for me. I would prefer it to be a little thinner, more like a shooter or reverse hammer. To me, it just looks like a potential TTO that's forming on the 5-minute, another TTO. But we'll see. Would you have got in on DAL 5 minutes off any of those Momo hammers? Let's see. DAL, I don't really day trade. When I used to trade it, I would swing trade it. Let's see. I wouldn't consider any of these a Momo hammer, because a Momo hammer to me, so let's look at the way these look, right? It's a hammer that prints here. This is more of a TTO. This one here is a TTO. A Momo hammer is a continuation. It's not a reversal. So if we go back to XOM, we can see the difference here. We get a candle, an inside bar, or it could be a 2-up hammer, and then a continuation. So the Momo hammer or Momo shooters are continuations. They're not reversals. Like this is another Momo hammer here with a 2-up instead of an inside bar. It's a continuation, not a reversal. Let me know if that makes sense. Yep. But hey, you know, great job nonetheless. You're able to spot these things, which is great. Even though this is a TTO on YM's 5 minute, because we have a broadening formation here, I'm not going to take it long because I don't like to go long at resistance levels. Or short at support levels. Whoever is in here, is anybody green? Is anybody red? Take any losses? Any wins besides the ones we've talked over earlier? Sweet. And if you are red today, let me know why you're red, and I'll look at the trade that you took and I'll give you some feedback. So we can pass some time because this is a little boring. Actually, let me make a note so I can timestamp these in the recording. I took this first trade, 30 minutes into the market open? And then hey, good morning, Mariana. How are you? Sweet. Great to hear. Is this a TTO on the SPY 5-minute? Let's find out. Yeah, it can be. It's a little crooked, but yeah, it could be a potential TTO if we reverse back to the upside. So if it's a valid TTO, it's gonna make a new high. It's gonna break this high. Personally, if the target is a little far away, let's say like for example, is what 56480 to 56540. That's what about 20 60 cents. I'll probably trim some profit there and then take some other profit when it completes and leave a runner. In this case, um, because the max target is not too far away, I probably won't take profit at the previous highs before the high is broken, because this is what 92, like a 20-cent move. It's not really worth it for me to trim here. I would probably just aim for the high of day in this example. So if it's going to be a valid TTO, it's going to break that high. Now, let's say, for example, on YM, for the sake of the conversation, we have a dirty looking TTO here, right? And we go long there, and then the high of day is about 100 points away. I'm not going to hold my full position for 100 points. I'm going to be taking profit as it goes in my favor and hits this wick, the body, the wick, and then this high. Because depending on your sizing, that could be $500, even $1,000 before it hits the max target. And I'm not letting that go red personally. So that's just me. Yeah, and I don't like when the candle jumps up this much, because when you mentioned it, the candle was like down here. So the reward was better. But now the reward is a little is is reduced, and my stop loss will be under this candle, so the risk is increased. Granted, like I mentioned, if it's going to be a valid TTO, it's going to keep on going and trending higher throughout the day. Like this one over here. It broke this high and then kept on going up a little higher, and then it reversed, which may happen over here, but I don't have my broader information drawn on SPY, so I can't tell you if there's a resistance level above or not. Yeah, the hammer would have been very nice if it closed as a hammer. Ah, yeah. Irwin mentioned that there's no BF there, so if it does continue higher, should be good to go. Like on RTY, this is a nice one. We printed a hammer, and then we reverse back up, so we'll be aiming for that high. That's what 4 5. It's about what, 3 points. It's all right. It's $150 per RTY contract. For those who are jumping in the stream now, if you haven't already, hit the little thumbs up button or the like button. I think if you hit the heart, that might work as well. on the chat. So you can do that too. That way the algorithm is like, hey, people like this. They like this channel. Let's show it to more people so more people can learn and make money together and stop making so many mistakes and blowing accounts. Is anybody in here red for the day that you've lost money? Also, something I want to share with you guys, or any people who are watching the recording of this, if you're new to trading, well, I can't tell you what to do. I'll tell you what I would do and why I would do this. I find a lot of people that are new to trading, myself included, when I started out, they use real money, which can be very dangerous because, one, in my opinion, you don't really want to waste or lose money as you're learning. You want to get a solid foundation first, right? You want to have an understanding of how to read charts, technical analysis, how to actually use your platform. If you're trading options, that's another rabbit hole because you got to learn about options and how they work and things like that. And the reason why I say that is because myself and other people that I've worked with and other people that I've seen online that post and stuff, what I would like people to understand to avoid. Oh, I guess all those TTOs got completed. Cool. All right. Moving on. That was like 10,000 alerts. I was so confused. So TTO just completed on SPY and QQQ and RTY. As we can see, YM is lagging. It hasn't completed it yet. We'll see if it follows suit with everybody else. So going back to what I was saying, what I would like people to avoid if they are new to trading is when you're using your real money and you're still learning and you may be using a lot of money because you think, hey, I have $10,000, let me use that to learn. And then what happens is they lose a lot of it, or they'll get the beginner's luck and they'll make a lot of money, but then they'll lose all of it and more. And the reason why, from what I've seen, and like I mentioned in my experience with myself and those I've worked with, is when you don't have a solid foundation in the beginning and you're using real money and you lose a lot of money, not only do you have to get over the barrier of learning how to trade effectively and properly, now you have to get over the mental block or the mental barrier of losing that money. So now you have to work on those psychological trading issues where you're fearful now of losing money. So you'll be very mindful of looking at your P&L and focusing on the money, or you'll be like, oh, I just got to do this to get that money back and this and this and that, which is very bad. Like that's a recipe for disaster. So to help you guys, if you are new to trading, or even if you are trading now, and you still don't have a solid understanding, just take your time in developing your trading system, because again, you want to avoid those pitfalls because it can be a lot more challenging for you to get out of that once you already, not to be dramatic, but once you've like scarred your mind, right? Because I'll see a lot of people talking, it's like, oh, I took 20 trades today. It's like, why? Well, I lost a bunch of money, so I have to get all that back. And the more I trade, the more I can get back, which is actually incorrect. The more you trade does not mean more money. You want to take quality trades, right? I'd rather take 2 quality trades than 10 poor trades. Like today, I only took 1 trade so far based on my criteria and my setups and what I prefer. While there were other good setups to take, they just weren't mine. And I rather take what I'm comfortable with and what I know works more often than not. As I'm sure everybody else here did. They took whatever setups worked for them as well. As opposed to just, oh, cool, let me take this 2 up or 2 down on YM. Then let me take this 2 up. Then let me take this 2 down. Then let me take this 2 and 2 up, and back and forth, back and forth. That's not quality. That's just over trading. And you're not setting yourself up for success. So, little PSA. Hopefully that resonated with anybody who's listening or anybody who might be new. What is a TTO? Great question, Ethan. So, if you, let me bring this up. When the stream is done, I'll keep it very, very simple. A TTO is just a pullback or corrective activity before the price reverses back into the trend. So in this case, we had bullish TTOs that printed today. If you're not sure what that is, when the stream is done, go on the YouTube, go to my playlists, and then go to either the playbook setups playlist or go into the Strat playlist, and then look at this video here. What is a TTO and how to trade it? I show you exactly what it is and how we use it to trade and things like that. So if you struggle with trading trend days efficiently, TTO is like the perfect thing to use, especially when there's a gap up, which I hate when there's a gap up because now I have to wait and look for a TTO, and I'd rather not wait, but it is what it is. We always want to have some backup setups to take. So everybody completed a TTO except YM for the second one. Let's see if it follows suit with everybody else. Looks like a triple top on SPY and QQQ. A triple top? I don't see no triple top on SPY. If it is a triple top, this is the dirtiest looking triple top I've ever seen in my entire life. Looks like YM doesn't want to break over that BF right there. We got another. I might be enticed. I might be enticed to take this short off this 15-minute candle if we close as a red shooter. Let's see. Man, that's a good one too. What my stop loss? Ooh, the stop loss would be in tune. All right, let me get this order ready. All right. Got 3 minutes left on this candle. I hope they don't kill it further. I just need them to not do this. I'm just gonna stop talking. The stock market gods are listening to me. Yeah, Tradingview has that. Tradingview's timer is up here for when the candle's about to close. It doesn't have like a timer on the chart like Tradingview, but I just look at it up here. And of course, they want to trigger the trade before it closes as a shooter. I might take the 3-2 down. We'll see how I feel. I'm actually just put a limit order. I'm gonna put a limit order at 42177. They couldn't just wait one more minute to close as a shooter and let us all get in. Oh well, it is what it is. The 3 in and of itself could have been taken as well. I just don't prefer taking 3 reversals off of broadening formations. Not because they're not good. I just don't take 3s off of broadening formation reversals. I usually just use 3 candles for like the 4-hour triggers and things like that. Actually, I don't have any order pending because the limit order, when that 3 broke, is not one of my setups. Almost caught myself slipping. Always got to follow the plan. And I never use limit orders for a delayed strat entry. Just got to suck it up. The trade left without me. That 312 down reversal off YM was nice too. Yeah, definitely a lot of sideways movement, which is to be expected for or before FOMC. We got another hour. Let's see if anything else presents itself. Wow, that's petty. If you're a scalper, you're probably loving today. I am not that, so I'm hating this. RTY completed that third TTO at this point. Yep. Let me actually bring it up so you guys can see it because my head is covering the RTY chart. So I have the first TTO right here, pushes up, comes down, completes. Then right here, pushes up, comes down, pushes up, completes. And then this one right here just completed and broke that high too. Super clean movement on RTY. Should have traded that instead of this mess of YM. But it is what it is. Tomorrow's another day. question for the ones that are here: what type of content would you like from the YouTube channel for me to create? Something that I might have not done already, or something that I already did, but you want more of that. The daily prep process. Do I have a video on that? Let's see. If I were to have that, I might have something in that vein. So in the psychology of trading and system creation, it's probably going to be in here. Let's see. If you haven't checked the importance of a morning routine and proper trading session practices, I should have that there. I made this a while ago, but if I recall correctly, I go over my process right over here in this video. After you watch it, if it's still not exactly what you were looking for, let me know, and then I'll make an updated one with a, like a fuller process, and I'll post it up. You know what I found very funny? And it might be one of two things, or maybe both. Either that, like, compared to other YouTube channels for people who like teach trading and things like that, I don't like to be like flashy because that's not really the goal of my channel. I don't want to be like, I made $500 today, or I made $1,000 today by this one simple trick. But it seems like that's what attracts viewers. For me, it's more so like I want to teach people, I don't want to say proper information, because other YouTube channels that have a lot of viewers have proper information. It's more so I see some of them like to reel people in by the money. And for me, the biggest thing is like, it's not about the money, right? Like, of course, we want the money. That's an outcome that we want. But the goal that I want to convey to you guys and for people who watch the channel is more so always bring the emphasis of like having your trading psychology on point, having your system on point, knowing which setups you want to take, things like that. Because that's where the money comes from, right? Because I can teach you the strat, right? Like, I have a playlist for everything for the strat, like exactly what to do and what not to do. But that's only one side of the coin, right? So going back to my first point on what I was trying to get at is I find it very interesting how like strategy and like setups to make money and things like that, those have the most views on my channel. But when I will like skim through, like, let's say, for example, this playlist, which is like the psychology and system building side of trading, my views are very, very low compared to the strategy part, which is always interesting because I always tell people, like, yes, strategy and stuff like that is great and it's important to know, but you also need to work on the other side of it. But people, or not people, but some people, from what I've seen, tend to not gravitate towards that, which is unfortunate because that is what ultimately is going to help you succeed in this, right? For example, just looking at, for the sake of the conversation, some of the top videos in um, the psychology part of that playlist. I put a guide on passing prop firm challenges, has over 1,000 views. Risk management has over 1,000 views. Risk management is important, so I'm glad people are looking at that. But then for other things like journaling, 295 views, when journaling is a key component of you as a trader. What else? The importance of having a morning routine or creating a playbook, all under 300 views. And I'm like, do you guys not understand that you need this to be successful, or it'll help you increase the chances of being successful rather? But again, hopefully people don't learn the hard way when they lose thousands of dollars. But all that to say is that if you are struggling with the psychology side of trading and building your system, definitely check out that playlist on my channel. It'll help you a lot. Trade examples are always helpful. Hey, definitely. That's usually where the trade recap comes into play, IO, with the trade examples when I have it on Friday. But what I'm getting at from what you mentioned is more so like videos just dedicated to like the specific trades that I took, right? If I'm following correctly. I wonder if they might PMG this on YM's 5 minute and just blast through all of those wicks on the bottom of the 5 minute. We'll see. Gotcha. For that content, I'll probably record it and put it more on the youth in the Discord group. So if I do, well, not if I do, I'll make a reminder so I can do it. The videos, if I do the specific setups that I take in a day, it'll probably be in the future play recaps. I've done some of them here with some trades that I've taken, but I'll do video, which will explain it a little better. But I'll put it in here. And just give the thought process on, why I took it, what I was looking for, what happened, things like that. Got a double inside bar on the 30-minute. A whole lot of nothing. Whoever's a scalper, you're living the dream right now. In moments like these, if multiple time frames above me are trading inside bar, I'm not going to bother taking the trade because, again, I don't like scalping. And we have an inside bar on the 1 hour. We have a double inside bar on the 30-minute. So that's just telling me we're just in chop, sideways movement, which I don't like. So I would just completely avoid taking any of these trades until a direction is made, which probably won't happen in the next 30 minutes when I'm going to be getting off, but we'll see. I may take a reversal off of broadening formation, even if it's trading inside, sure. But generally, I avoid it when there's multiple time frames above me that are inside bar because I run the risk of getting caught up in chop. And that is not profitable for me. I just finished setting up the trade recap for Friday. I just got to update the thumbnail later on when we're done here. So if you want to be alerted to the trade recap for Friday, which is every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, when we're done here, you're welcome to go to, where is it? I think it'll be in the live section, in the live tab. And where it says upcoming, if you hit notify me, it'll remind you so you don't miss the class. And if you're going to attend the trade recap class that we have every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, please come prepared to share your trades. And a question for you guys, does 7 p.m. work like in general, or does having it a little later work better? Because I have it at 7 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. because I would rather enjoy, at least for me anyway, the rest of my Friday. And I'm sure you guys want to enjoy your Fridays too. So I try not to have it too late. Yeah, I think like 7 p.m. is like the happy medium because 6 p.m. is too early for people on the East Coast who just got out of their job at 5. And then the people on the West Coast or Alaska time or wherever you're at, they're still working. And yeah, 3 p.m. or 7 p.m. is like the sweet spot because the people in like the Central Time or Mountain Time would be getting out of their jobs around that time. Yeah, in worst case, whoever's on the West Coast or the other time zones, you could always catch the recording. Sweet. Let's see if anything interesting happens in the next 30 minutes. Probably not. Doesn't look like anything else is going to happen today. So I'm going to start inputting my journal. For those who journal, I like to take screenshots of the setup that I took because I write the setup down of what I did, but I also like to see the screenshot of what the chart looked like. So it's always good to keep images as well. So when you're referring back to your journal, you can see what it looked like. And if you stop trading already, make sure to journal all your trades. Is there anybody here that does not journal their trades? And if you do journal your trades, do you know what to journal effectively? You haven't been journaling your trades? Why? High frequency scalping. Even if we do high frequency scalping, still got to journal every single trade. It might be a little more annoying for you because you have a lot more trades than we might have, but hey, it's got to be done. In the system building playlist on my channel, I have a class in there that I went over journaling in detail on how I do it, why you guys should do it, and best practices to collect as much information as we can. I also use TraderSync, so I just upload my trades with the trade log file, and then I just type in what I did, and then just take screenshots of the trade that I took and the time frame and things like that, so I could refer back to it later on. like NQ going back to the low side. YM's following behind. Hey Kev, are you still in here? If you are in here, here's a better looking kit and play setup, right? We get the big green candle with a smaller short wick, or no wick preferably. Bodies are even, big long wick, preferably a solid body on the bottom, but I will kind of accept this. And then we just have a big flush and never hit the stop loss at the body up here. Nice little quick 2 points. But like I told you before, I don't prefer to take them on the 5-minute. Prefer the 15-minute or higher. Looks like the 30-minute might print one if this closes as a solid body, but I won't be around to take it. So you can see what happens with that and get back to me. Bitcoin is up to 61K. Interesting. It just triggered a TTO too. Sheesh. Straight up. Not bad. All right, ladies and gents, we will close up the stream in 3 minutes. Any last questions that you guys want to ask or go over before we close up shop? Looks like we're all set then. As always, if you guys would like to join my group or work with me, I posted the link in the chat and it'll also be in the description of this video and all my other videos, and we'll talk. I will see you guys. Thanks as always for coming out. I might live trade again next Tuesday. I'm leaning towards yes, but not 100% just yet. But it'll be in my group, not on the YouTube. So for those who are in there, keep that in mind. Other than that, I'll see you guys on Friday for the trade recap, and I will talk to you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.